Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now over the last 3 or 4 years I've made 3 or 4 pieces of content on belts. You know, we're in a community that we like to put things probably a little bit more in our pockets than normal, regular people. So a decent belt really is important to make sure that your pants don't fall down. I've done the Hawk Rigger belt, which was a really nice belt. We've looked at the Core Essentials belt, nice kind of tactical belt. We've also looked at the arcade belt as well. Now, if memory serves, this is how we kind of got in touch, and today we are here today to look at the Grip6 belt. So I'm sure, if memory serves me, I'm sure it was on the arcade belt. I was going through, because I always reply to everybody's comments, and somebody commented about the Grip6 belt. So I ended up talking to them, and it turns out they work for Grip6. So I said, well, you know, let's do something together. And they were like, yeah, brilliant. So they've sent me one of the belts, and they've also sent me the wallet. So I've been testing this out for a while. It's a very nice wallet. But what we're here today is to look at the belt. Now this was a purely an American idea. It's a pure American company with American products made in the grand old US of A, and they really are proud of that. And I think as far as a product is concerned, I think you get that from this. Now, full disclosure, this was sent to me free of charge, but with the conversations that I've had with them, they've said, you know, if you hate it, then, well, you don't like it. But everything today is my own opinion. I've certainly not been paid to review this favourably. But for now, let's turn the camera on. Well, actually, I'm not even going to turn the camera on. I'm just going to take it off because I'm wearing it now. But we'll do the intro thing whilst the intro is playing. If at any point you find this mildly amusing or interesting, then please feel free to hit like, subscribe and share. That would be absolutely amazing, and I really do appreciate it. You get a lot of YouTubers saying, you know, like, subscribe and share, but yeah, not a lot of people say thank you, which is strange. So if you do choose at any of the point to hit that like button, I'd just like to say thank you at this point as well. Now let's hit the intro. Now, everything that you've seen so far is me holding an empty box, and this generally is the empty box that it comes in. It's nice, but I think it's good to point out the fact that it's just a box. You know, it does what it needs to do, and then you get the belt that's on the inside. And this is the main thing that we're here for. The belt itself consists of 2 parts, as do most belts. You've got the strap and you've got the buckle, but these work in a completely different way. So rather than a standard belt that has loops and holes with a tang that goes through them, this is a single piece of whatever material. So the materials that these are made of, this one is a steel one. There are some other versions. There's wooden ones. I'm not sure whether they're actually wooden or whether they are steel, and then it's kind of something's laminated on there. There's some titanium versions of these which look really nice. And there's lots of different variations as well. So I went for the classic one mainly because I don't know, I just quite like the classic one, but there's some with the Star Spangled Banner on the front, and rather than just having it printed on, so you can have some that are printed on, or you can have some where you have cutouts. I mean, there's lots of different versions of these. There was another one that was like a hex cut through as well, which I thought was really cool as well, but I often like the classics, the original ones, so I asked for the classic version on here. On the back, I mean, you probably can't see this, but on the back it says Grip6.com, USA made, and they're very proud of that. When you look on the website, I tried to see. I'll see if I can find it. So and I'll put it into this. And it's kind of the story behind them. There was this guy who's an engineer who wanted a belt that sat a little bit closer to him, that looked a little bit more minimal, and there was nothing out there. Using his engineering skills, tried to work out if there's a way that they could do that. And really, it's this buckle that makes the whole thing work. As far as the actual strap is concerned, so this is, they've got three. So there is a 1 inch. I don't know, I held this up, this isn't a 1 inch, but there is a 1 inch which is 25 mil. There is a 1.5 inch which is 35 mil, and they have a 1.75 or 1.25 inch. I don't even know what that is in mil. Let's say that's 45 mil, because I think 2 inches is 50 millimeters. That sounds about right. So you get the strap and you get these, and this is how it all works. But you know, I'll show it on me in a minute, in a second. But what you'll notice is that one of the straps, or at the end of one of the straps, has this stopper. I guess you call it a stopper, but mainly that's to make sure that when you pull this through here, it doesn't come round. And then the other end is just kind of heat cut off. The way in which this works is, so here is the buckle. Now this bit is the bit that goes against me, and this bit looking towards you is the bit that faces out. Hopefully you'll be able to see that it's curved. And the way that this goes on is kind of the opposite to the way that you'd think it would be. So there's the piece and it's looking towards you. It actually comes in from behind like that. So when you pull it through, the stopper bit sits on the inside against your body. The rest of it goes not round your neck but round your body. And normally with a belt like this, you'd push it through and then there would be some sort of ratchet, or this would be where your buckle is, and you put it on there. But this works through friction. So it has to go in, turn 90 degrees, and then turn 90 degrees. And those two 90-degree points are where it just holds onto this, but you go in from the front. So you go in from the front, and then it goes through and then holds like that. Now all I'm going to do here is just gently, well actually I'm going to hold on to this strap and just gently hold on to this. But hopefully, as you can see, even with my immense strength, and I'm one of the strongest men in the world, you know, maybe the strongest man in the Moorlands, maybe, it just doesn't slip. And it's all because you've got this gate where it has to go in, turn, and then turn back again, and it sits against your body. Now for me, so I work in graphic design and illustration, so I'm sat 7-8 hours a day, and this is one of the comfiest belts that I've ever worn for that. And I think mainly, I've got a bit of a punch that goes over the top of my belt, but you know, it really is just that thick. It's 2.5 millimeters thick. So when you sat with this, it just doesn't really cut in that much. One of the things that I was really interested to see through testing this out over the last, where is this now? My memory's terrible. I think it's about 6, maybe 7 weeks. Anyway, was just how much it would slip, because at the end of the day it is just friction that holds that there, and you're moving around, standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, and I can say that there's been zero slip in this. If there has been any slip, it's slipped a millimeter or two. Or put it this way, it's not enough that I've actually noticed, and I'm still going to go back to that original point that I really don't think that it has slipped. When it's in there, you would think that it was actually something to do with the stopper, but it really isn't, because if I hold this, there's no slip in that. But when I push this up, because some of that friction has been lost, especially on that back bit, you'll see that it starts to move. And again, so if I put it there, you'll see that it does start to move. Now, when it's on you, this doesn't move because it's sat there. So let's have a look now how it looks when it's on. Putting it on is your typical affair, you know, as I mentioned, you've got that through there, you put it through your loops as you'd normally do. In fact, let's miss out a few just for time's sake. So you're on,
and there you have it. Now the way in which you put it on, so you pass it through the front into the back, and then you have this movement, and then that's it, it's on. So just to show you that again, let's call this my dominant hand and non-dominant, I don't know, let's call this the buckle hand and this. So that passes through. What you do is you need to just hold the loose end. So once you've got hold of the loose end, with this at an angle, you then slide it across, and then you're on. And it really is that simple. See if I can get this from another angle. Okay, so here we go again. So this is maybe looking down a little bit more into the crotchal area. So there we go. Here is the buckle. You pass it through the front into the rear. As I mentioned, so you hold on to this side. So this is the loose end. This is the strap. Hold that. Pull it into your first belt loop. Pull that across the front of you, and then there you go. It's on. You just have to adjust it ever so slightly, and then you're on. Now to get it off is just as easy. All you have to do is hold on to the buckle and then push that bit forward. The reason that you need to push that bit forward mainly comes down to, as I mentioned, I showed you before about having that friction. So being able to remove one of the points where the friction is holding on, you put your thumb in behind the buckle, put your thumb behind the strap, push the strap forward, and it'll allow itself to open. Now, as I mentioned, for the entire time that I've been wearing this, certainly not had any slippage whatsoever. It's such a simple idea, and yeah, executed perfectly. Now I have to say that I'm just a fan of good old-fashioned ingenuity. Somebody saw something, they had an idea for it, and they went out and they made that idea, and it turns out that the Grip6 belt is a very good belt. And again, I don't have that kind of seal of approval thing, but if I did, this would definitely get the Moorlander seal of approval. It's such a simple idea, and I think that's the thing that I love about all this sort of stuff. You can massively overcomplicate things, and I think sometimes the easiest and most simplest solution is generally the better one, because all of the bells and whistles have been removed. Now you can add the bells and whistles to this. If you want to pick yourself a really fancy buckle, then you can do. They've got a few different types of webbing straps as well, so you can kind of make your own combination. In fact, I was looking this morning while I was looking for information from the website, and so when you go into the belt section, which is like the top right, it comes up and there's different combinations of them that you can get, and I think at the moment they're all, and this was at the time of filming, today it is the 31st of August 2022, and it looked like the vast majority of those had got 25% off, so definitely check them out at the moment, so you can save a bit of cash. But you can go onto there, you can choose the different colours of the straps. There's several different colours for the buckles. Make it your own, and then they'll send that out to you. And I'd love to hear in the comments, do you already own a Grip6 belt? Let's hear some praise for them. Also, if you were thinking of picking one up. Now, what I am definitely going to do is, I think I owe it to you guys, especially to do a kind of 6 months later. I've started to do these, and I think they were actually really quite good. Because the thing is, as a YouTuber, you do a review in the first month, you go, oh yeah, it's really great, and then after a while, you're just like, I don't know if I like it now. So I'm not guessing that I will be at that point with this. But what I'll do is, as well, I will also do a 6 months later style piece on this to tell you exactly how it's held up. Now, as I usually do, I will leave all of their links in the description below from Grip6. I'll also leave some of my social media links in the description below as well. I generally tend to be on Instagram a little bit more than I am anywhere else. In fact, anything I put on Instagram just gets copied and dumped onto Facebook anyway. But yeah, so I tend to be on there. If you want to follow me, that would be great. But for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Shoot. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Now,
over the years, I've made a little bit of content. I say a little bit. So I think so far, so I've done the rigger belt. I've done the hawk rigger. Dang it! I've been watching a lot of Ginger Billy this afternoon. So in my role, I work in graphic design and illustration. And yeah, sometimes you just got to knuckle down, you got to get your work done. So I've been watching on my second screen a lot of Ginger Billy, and damn, that guy is funny, really, really funny. But I pick up accents. I'm a bugger for picking up accents. So I've got Ginger Billy's accent in my head because I've done nothing all day apart from, you know, watch that, or I've not spoken to anybody all day. So I'm trying to not sound like Ginger Billy. Obviously I don't sound like Ginger Billy, but I'd never want anyone to think, why are you putting a stupid accent on? Not that it's a stupid accent, but to me it would be the wrong... Anyway.